Hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Kabri. I'm Rahul and I've got Hiren with me. Hiren, couple of games, of course. The first one wearing the kit today, BFC versus Northeast, and 1-1 in the end. Let's just quickly touch upon this before we get to the Blasters in Mumbai. And what did you make
नहीं नहीं
of this
पहले
game?
पहले
Okay,
पहले
okay.
प्ले ब्लास्ट
For
मुंबई करते हैं
Blasters.
फिर
Fair enough, fair
फिर वो
enough.
दोनों दोनों को
Yeah. Blasters 2-0. Mumbai 2. Now, this sort of makes it very interesting, this result. But first, on the game, Hiren, what do you think of the game?
I think hello to everyone first of all, and definitely I think brilliant game to be honest. As a fan, I think this kind of atmosphere, this kind of match you want to see, and brilliant football from Kerala Blasters to be honest. And Mumbai City definitely shows कि भाई उनके जब key player particularly आई थिंक ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट की कमी मेरे को लगता है कि कहीं न कहीं फ्रंट लाइन में दिखी एंड आई थिंक दे हैव ट्राइड एवरीथिंग बट दे डिडंट एबल टू यू कैन से कि कन्वर्ट दोज़ चांसेस एंड फाइनल थर्ड में वो जो यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि पासेस या फिर उस तरह की जो आप मूव्स बनाते हैं, वो आई थिंक कहीं न कहीं नहीं बना पाए। बैक लाइन भी आज थोड़ी-सी शेकी लगी। स्टार्टिंग में ग्रिफिथ्स यहाँ पे हैमस्ट्रिंग के चलते वो बाहर हो गए। उसके बाद तिरी को तो नो डाउट लास्ट में 15-20 मिनट में हुआ था लेकिन राहुल बेके भी वहाँ पे नहीं थे, आकाश मिश्रा भी नहीं थे। सो आई थिंक रियली पुअर परफॉर्मेंस फ्रॉम मुंबई सिटी साइड। आई थिंक मिडफील्ड में भी मेरे को लगता है कि कहीं न कहीं यूएल वन नाइफ अपुया ने भी उतना ज़्यादा मतलब डोमिनेट नहीं किया, जो उनको करना चाहिए था। आई थिंक जिस तरह से केरला ब्लास्टर की टैक्टिक्स थी, आई थिंक दे हैव कम अप विथ अ रियली गुड प्लान एंड क्वेमे पेपरा का रोल आज आई थिंक काफ़ी सारे लोगों को समझ में आया होगा कि व्हाट ही ब्रिंग्स टू द टेबल एंड जिस तरह से उसकी ऑफ द बॉल मूवमेंट है, जिस तरह से उसका रोल है, आई थिंक कंप्लीटली कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड विद द दिवान थकोस। सो ब्रिलियंट game from the Kerala Blasters midfield also. I think Danish Farooq, Vibin Mohan in starting, Mohammad Eman, Rahul KP disappointed to be honest for me. I think he is not up to the mark today. And backline to kya baat kare? I think Milos Trinsic and Leskovic. I think they both are brilliantly performed. So overall, a very good victory for Kerala Blaster to be honest. And disappointment for the Mumbai City. They need to find some answers because you can't rely on the one player and say that he is not available. That's why we perform like this. But I think you need to find a solution, and let's see how they are going to come back against Chennai FC. Mute, Rahul.
Yeah, yeah. When the
Ankush
Blasters.
bhai, sorry, just to add one point. Ankush bhai
Yeah.
point is Changte played. I think Changte looks little bit better than other players to be honest. I think he is um, looks for me also. I think he's done couple of good you can say key movement and process.
Yeah, Vinny saying Manipada effect is real. When the Blasters play at home, I was just saying that they're a serious force to reckon with. Mumbai City is an injury list: Vikram, Beke, Stewart, Tiri, Griffiths, and Mishra. So that's quite a long list, anyways. Yeah, Arnava, coming to you. Of course, you worked in Mumbai before, and it's a club that's very close to your heart. What do you think was lacking today?
I think the desire from the Blasters was bigger than of Mumbai City. I think that was the biggest difference. You saw it from the start, where you saw Mumbai's desire against Mohun Bagan was bigger, despite all the issues in the game, that they were able to beat them in that match. But that match's after effects were felt yesterday and today. Mohun Bagan missing a number of players, Mumbai City missing a number of players. You can live with one or two red cards, but you can't live with 3 or 4 red cards. I think that's a one thing. And which was to discuss towards the end, there are multiple players seem to be picking up muscular injuries across the board, across the league. So then we come back to a general discussion, we had in August where I said, how will people manage, through the season? Number of matches higher, the intensity is there. So that's going to be the challenge. And again, how good is your bench? I think that's the problem for a lot of teams. Again, we're not talking about number 13, number 14, number 15. We're now talking about number 18, number 19, number 20.
Exactly.
In your squad, and that's going to be a real challenge. Where Mohun Bagan yesterday, you had Namte, Sumit Rathi, players who've not really played at that level. People are saying, oh, you know what, they've been playing CFL, Calcutta Football League. That's not the same thing. At Mumbai, you saw Valpuya doing his best. You saw after 70 minutes, even he was having problems because he's not played that much. So these are the things. But again, take nothing away from the Kerala Blasters. They were the better team today. The Manjapara were, as always, the 12th man. And today you didn't feel that they were missing Adrian Duna. I think that's also a positive for the Blasters.
Positive.
So that's a positive. But what the commentator said today again, the question is that can the Blasters replicate that performance away? Which, if one gives Goa the credit, Goa did on Saturday night in Kolkata. So therefore these are the sort of small questions, and it remains to be seen. Mumbai and Mohun Bagan have less matches, so they still have let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
just
interesting.
want to I just want to add one point regarding that कि डेफिनेटली डिजायर भी केरला ब्लास्टर के साथ ज्यादा था, और आप मुंबई के प्लेयर थोड़े से मेरे को रस्टी उस तरह से भी दिखे कि कुछ आप देखिए जिस तरह से उन्होंने बॉल लूज की है। आई थिंक सिली बॉल काफी ज्यादा उनकी ओर से आज पूरे मैच में थ्रू आउट दी मिडफील्ड से आपने इतनी ज्यादा बॉल लूज की है कि आपकी बैकलाइन पूरी एक्सपोज होती जा रही थी। बार बार क्वेमे पेपरे एंड दिमाग तक कुछ ऐसी सिचुएशन में आ रहे थे कि वहां से केरला ब्लास्टर वो डेंजरस अटैक बना रही थी, एंड ऑल्सो मोहम्मद इमान फ्रॉम द यू कैन से कि लेफ्ट साइड। एंड मिडफील्ड में इसलिए मैंने बोला स्टार्टिंग में भी कि मिडफील्ड ने मेरे को आज ज्यादा डिसअपॉइंट किया रादर देन बैकलाइन। नो डाउट बैकलाइन तो यहाँ पे मतलब क्या बोलते कि काफी ज्यादा वीक लगी रही थी, लेकिन मिडफील्ड से भी वो सपोर्टिव लाइन जैसे मतलब ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट आई थिंक उनके लिए मतलब हार्ट एंड सोल है। एंड आज अल खयाती भी टू बी ऑनेस्ट ही लुक्स टू एवरेज, मतलब आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट कि अल खयाती से हम ऐसा परफॉर्मेंस मैंने मतलब एक्सपेक्ट किया था टू बी ऑनेस्ट। आई थिंक उससे बेटर तो जैसे कि किसी ने बोला चांगते एंड वो सारा डिजायर ज्यादा दिख रहा था, तो दैट्स रियली डिसअपॉइंटिंग फॉर मी। एंड केरला ब्लास्टर के लिए आई थिंक सबसे बड़ा पॉजिटिव आई थिंक जिस तरह से भाई उनका फैन का सपोर्ट आई थिंक क्रेजी, आई थिंक विदाउट अ डाउट वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इन एशिया।
Yeah. And Parmeshwar is also saying that they showed urgency in the early stages. They got the goals in the first half, and that sort of kind of puts you in a great position in any match. And when they're playing at
they
home, a 2-0 lead is
हाँ
almost hard to. It almost feels like a 3-0 lead. So
मुंबई सिटी ने सेकंड हाफ में आप देखे डायरेक्ट जाने की कोशिश जरूर की, लेकिन उसमें भी आप देखे कि वो एक पास दो पास का वो स्ट्रिंग आ रहा था, उसके बाद दे लूज दी बॉल क्विकली। आप देखिए मिडफील्ड डिफेंस से उन्होंने सेकंड हाफ में देखे तो काफी ज्यादा उन्होंने लॉन्ग पासिस किए कि डायरेक्ट यहाँ पे क्या बोलते कि होने की कोशिश की, लेकिन वो भी यहाँ पे सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पाए। क्रॉसेस भी आप देखिए जितने भी क्रॉसेस डाले यहाँ पे ऑन दी इनटू द बॉक्स वो प्लेयर अवेलेबल नहीं हो पा रहे थे कि जहां से आपका चांस क्रिएट हो पाए। एवरी टाइम इट्स गुड क्लियर। सो देयर आर अ कपल ऑफ थिंग्स जो यहाँ पे उनके अगेंस्ट गई है। एंड फर्स्ट हाफ में वो जयेश राणा का पोस्ट पे हिट करना, आई थिंक दैट वाज अ ब्रिलियंट शॉट बाय द वे, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली दैट डिडंट फिनिश एंड जस्ट वन शॉट ऑन टारगेट। So that's also you can say कि summed up their performance कि how they are not able to you can say कि create those chances in terms of the shot. So
yeah. Yeah, just on the fans, Ganesh Nayak is asking what is the attendance. Yeah, it would be interesting to know the official numbers.
I think more than
For
30,000, more than 30.
that's brilliant to hear. And I mean, again, like this makes it very interesting because you've got Mumbai 19, Mohun Bagan 19. Mumbai played 10, Mohun Bagan 9. The Blasters now 11 games, 23 points. Goa still in the driver's seat for the title. You guys think to win the league shield because they played two lesser than the Blasters.
Yes, and I'll add to it the way they bossed Mohun Bagan, they bossed Kerala Blasters, and they were able to play a 0-0 draw against Mumbai City. So, the way they played against opponents and also beat Odisha in that exciting match, 3-2. So in that way, Goa looks more mature. And again, the Blasters, yes, they've got the one or the other win away against Punjab, against East Bengal, but again, they still have got the tough away matches. So that's going to be the challenge, that they've got more away matches in the second half of the season. So that'll be the challenge, I think, for the Blasters.
Yeah. A lot of
बट
happy.
आई थिंक एक चीज जो मेरे को केरला ब्लास्टर की सीजन बढ़िया लगी है कि आप देखिए स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द सीजन में भी जब एबाबा दोलिंग की इंजरी हो गई उसके बाद आप देखिए कि यहाँ पे उनकी बैकलाइन लेस्कोविच, मिलोस द्रिंसिक और वो सब भी बाहर थे। जिस तरह से उन्होंने रिएक्ट किया है and अभी एड्रियन लूना का ना होना उसके बाद भी जिस तरह से वो फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं, आई थिंक लास्ट सीजन से अगर आप कंपेयर करेंगे तो ये चेंज काफी बड़ा देखने को मिल रहा है कि वो एक क्या बोलते हैं कि रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो भी यंगस्टर आ रहा है दे आर टेकिंग द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। एंड कहीं ना कहीं मुंबई सिटी का मैंने स्टार्टिंग में भी बोला, आपसे भी सर जानना चाहूंगा कि व्हाट्स योर ओपिनियन कि थोड़ा-सा आपको लगता है कि उनके जो बेंच वाले प्लेयर है उसको उतना ज़्यादा गेम टाइम नहीं मिलता? नो डाउट क्वालिटी होंगी लेकिन गेम टाइम नहीं मिलता तो इसके चलते वो जो मतलब आप जैसे अभी आपके 2-3 प्लेयर बाहर चले गए, तो उसका जो रिप्लेसमेंट है वो उस तरह से परफॉर्मेंस नहीं आ रही है। सो दे नीड टू फाइंड दैट बैलेंस और यू कैन से कि लुक फॉर आउट इन द January transfer window.
I think the difference is, I think what you saw today, the Kerala Blasters youngsters play in the Kerala Premier League.
League.
So, so they play in a very, very competitive environment,
Competitive league.
across the season, which, we can say also about the East Bengal and the Mohun Bagan youngsters who are playing in the Kagra Football League. So therefore, and the Blasters have been working on this for 3-4 years. Yeah, let's the last 3-4 years, on giving these youngsters a chance. I think they will be worried. Hopefully Vipin has not, gotten any serious ankle injury because it didn't look good the way he got stuck in the ground. Because that's going to be a big miss. Vipin has been, a revelation for the Blasters. It could be one of the finds of the season in the ISL. So from that perspective, that's an advantage. The Mumbai kids, and I call them kids, need that exposure, and they were forced into it. Again, Valpuya in the last game, Valpuya I think did well in those 2 games that he played. Sanjeev Stalin looked rusty to me today in the sense of that he was, lost the ball quite often or didn't play the right pass. So that's that, and and as Hiren said, that second, third, fourth ball sometimes didn't get through. And that's, I think, that's the challenge I think that they have, that when you are also playing with too many players sort of out of position, I think that's a challenge again for any team, and I guess especially when you have to go to Kochi.
Guys, just want to ask you quickly about this because it's an important national team sort of aspect as well. Jackson's still not on the bench. Is it a sign that we should be worried that he could potentially not make it in time for the Asian Cup?
I've said it. I don't think he's going to be there. I don't. And again, if he's played no matches in the ISL, to risk a player like Jackson at that level, which is going to be higher than what he normally plays in the ISL, I would not do that if you would ask me. Again, as good as Jackson is, but I think it's he's not ready for the Asian Cup, even if he plays a few minutes in the next game.
आई थिंक ईगो स्टेमिक ने भी बाद में वही स्टेटमेंट दिया है कि स्लाइटेस्ट चांस है कि वो यहाँ पे और क्या बोलते हैं कि फिट हो पाए तो दैट्स द थिंग कि भाई वो मतलब कहीं ना कहीं वो है कि मुश्किल ही है मतलब उसका एंड आई थिंक नेक्स्ट मैच उनका मोहन बगान के सामने अगर वो नहीं खेलते तो फिर अगर आप वो रेडी भी हो जाए तो फिर तो भी रिस्क है चाहे कितना भी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर हो लेकिन हमको पता है कि जब आप इंजरी से वापस आते हो इतने हाई इंटेंस गेम में खेलना अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया उज्बेकिस्तान आई थिंक दैट विल बी टू टू रिस्की फॉर अस आल्सो ऐसा नहीं है कि एक आप चाहेंगे कि नो डाउट कितना भी बड़ा प्लेयर हो लेकिन आप चाहेंगे कि थोड़ा-सा एक रिदम वाला प्लेयर होना चाहिए सो दैट्स अ बिग कंसर्न
And the other concern is what we're seeing again. We saw a lot of foreigners getting injured in the ISL, but I hope none of the Indian national team players actually get injured over the next 7 days. Not even over the next 5-6 days. Let's put it this way. So that's a concern, and I think a lot of players are having knocks here, knocks there, bruises here, bruises there. So that 14-day camp ahead of the Asian Cup is more of a recovery phase. For a lot of the players, and this is again we go back to that whole discussion of intensity, number of matches, how is the season planned? This is what happens.
I want to know about this Kwame Pepper and Divantakos duo because last season they have a Gioni and वो उतना ज़्यादा मतलब क्या बोलते हैं कि दिवांताकोस के साथ वो पेयर अप नहीं हो पाया था लेकिन इस सीजन क्वेमे पेपर स्टार्टिंग में मतलब काफी ज़्यादा क्रिटिसाइज भी उनको कर रहे थे काफी सारे फैंस कि भाई उस तरह से वो चांसेस मिस कर रहे हैं लेकिन जिस तरह से अभी अभी पिछले 1-2 मैचेस में उसने परफॉर्मेंस दिया व्हाट्स योर असेसमेंट अबाउट हिम
Pepra has needed time. Diamantakos is the same thing I would have said. Diamantakos did score, but now Diamantakos is becoming a sort of a second Luna. I think he's the one that they will try and rally around. I think Diamantakos is becoming that. You saw that when he scored the goal, that he went towards the bench and brought everyone over. So I think that is very crucial. And Pepra scoring these out of nowhere goals, right? This is the second one where you're so like, okay. Most people wouldn't shoot from there. He would have tried to play it off to another player. So
player.
it is a very interesting combination that is building for the Blasters, and it's a very important combination for the Blasters. I think Diamantakos will be the player to lead the attacking line for the Blasters, depending on in the absence of Luna. And what Pepra does is Pepra gives you the meters. Pepra is also running up and down, running up and down, running up
Exactly.
and down. So he gives a different dimension. So yeah, it's these guys are working for them. So boom.
And one thing about Pepra is he's also a young player, so I think that's the good signing for me. I think for Kerala Blaster.
Guys, Arnav, your opinion on AIF being harsh with suspension of Indian players? You think so?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Again, if it's a soft red card, I would have said, they should show leniency. When things are clear, you have to be harsh. Dissent on referees or these fights after the games, be harsh. Again, there are some not, where I'd say can
But
be
sir,
discussed.
बट ये मैंने लास्ट सीजन भी वो लेवेंडोस्की ने एक एक कुछ जेस्चर किया था रेफरी के अगेंस्ट, उसको भी 3 मैच का ही बैन मिला था. सो दैट इज द थिंग विद द लीग्स ना कि यू कांट.
It's not the leagues, it's the federation who takes the call. No? So it's again, and that commission which fixes the suspension, they don't care who they're giving the suspension to. So they're independent. So that's why again, it's yeah, you have to live with it again. And you saw it Mumbai against Mohun Bagan, or even Mumbai Kerala in Mumbai. You have to be a little smarter towards the end. I know it's it can be get a little heated, but again, you have to be smart about it.
Exactly.
Fair enough, guys. Where do you think Mumbai goes from here? Because they played one sort of intense game, and now this probably I mean, a couple of suspended players like Greg Stewart will be back. You think?
Greg Stewart will not be back. He's out for 3 matches. He and Akash Mishra has been suspended for 3 matches.
But didn't Greg Stewart pick up 2 yellows?
And 2 yellow and then red, and he made a gesture to referee. So I think that will be the his 3 match suspension reason. So I think that is the big issue for me.
Where do they go then? Yeah.
I think for Mumbai, it's they'll have to see who's injured, and see who's fit. I think the defense is the biggest concern at the moment, because I think Griffiths is gone. I don't know how serious the injury was on TD. I thought TD actually played a very good game today. I think that goes under playing with sort of a ragtag defense. That's going to be the question for Mumbai. Mumbai needs to get through these matches, and then after that somehow play the Super Cup. I think Mumbai will not bother too much of the Super Cup, and then get ready for the second half of the season.
Guys, what about the Blasters? Because now they're 23 points. They're so close to the top, and but they played 2 games extra. Do you think anything else that they need to change or they need to focus on, or just keep going because you're doing well?
Away form, as I said, away form, simply nothing else. Sorry,
Yeah.
For me, I think definitely away form also, and I think they just don't think about the 2 matches extra. I think they have to go by one. I think they don't have to. अभी ये सोचने का टाइम नहीं है कि भाई हम 2 मैच ज्यादा खेले and we have to think about the कि गोवा हमसे कम खेला है, what happened to them. I think they just need to focus on their matches one by one, and if they manage to get the result, and automatically I think there is still lot of time left. I think अभी तो half season ही हुआ है, so there will be a slip up. ऐसा नहीं है FC गोवा, and there is your moment, or you can say you will have a chance कि आपको वहाँ पे उस जो gap है उसको कम करने का. So I think they just keep working the way they are, and I think एडेन लूना का आई थिंक रिप्लेसमेंट भी वो यहाँ पे जनवरी में लाने वाले. सो लेट्स सी वो किसको लाते हैं. जिस तरह से आप देखिए पूरी टीम अभी, क्योंकि उन्होंने आई थिंक फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ द सीजन में उन्होंने जितना, मतलब अगर मोहन बगान की हम बात करते कि कुछ उन्होंने इंजर्ड प्लेयर थे इसलिए उनका परफॉर्मेंस डाउन हो गया, तो आई थिंक केरला ब्लास्टर ने ये सब कुछ देख लिया है. स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द सीजन से आप देखिए उसका फॉरेनर जाना, उसके बाद यहाँ पे लेफ्ट बैक आपका पूरे सीजन के लिए बाहर चले जाना, फिर आपके सेंटर बैक को इंजरी होना, पूरी इंडियन बैक लाइन के साथ भी खेले हैं. एवरीथिंग दे हैव बीन गो थ्रू, एंड फिर भी उन्होंने रिजल्ट ग्राइंड किए हैं. सो आई थिंक प्लेयरों में भी वो कॉन्फिडेंस दिख रहा है, सिवाय कि 1-2 प्लेयर का फॉर्म उनके लिए कंसर्निंग है. एंड चिक्सन सिंह भी मोस्ट प्रोबेबली अब वापस आ जाएंगे, देयर इज अ गुड थिंग फॉर देम इन मिडफील्ड. So I think they were really good this season. I am seeing they have a really good chance because I think their bench also looking quite you can say ready. So I think that's the big positive compared to other sides.
Okay, okay. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting with the Blasters. Of course, the other game, the first game was BFC Northeast, and just move to that quickly. It was two late goals. The story of the game was two late goals. Nesta scoring a penalty in the second half, and then Shiva equalizing for BFC in heroic fashion. And it was good. It was a good fun game. I thought was there today, and yeah. Arnav, what did you make of it?
Northeast United have a goalkeeper problem.
Yeah.
That equalizer is comedy. And again, it's not his fault in the sense because it hits the post and then hits him and then goes in. I think the ball doesn't go in if it doesn't hit Mishad. And he's not got the luck. I thought even before, there were the ping pong balls were flying all over, and I think Northeast is not as settled as they looked at the start of the season. That's the biggest problem. And BFC, I don't know. It's it's still a puzzle. It's a mystery, I think. Even with the new coach coming in, I think it's let's see. But what BFC does, fans are already asking what will happen in the January transfer window. It's going to be very interesting what all the clubs in the ISL actually do. Will they switch players? Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Coming to here on this game, 1-1, what do you think of it?
I think starting maybe means just more like they created a more chances Northeast United, and they looks quite good, particularly in away match. And Bengaluru FC need to you can say कि first match no doubt 1-0 से आप जीते तो थोड़ा सा fans को confidence आएगा. अगर definitely coach ने भी यहाँ पे सारी चीजें, लेकिन I think settle down होने में time लगेगा. I think and इसीलिए मैंने जब भी उस टाइम पे भी बोला था कि I think it might be a transition season for Bengaluru FC. आई थिंक यहाँ पे उतना ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशन रखना कि हर मैच में आप रिजल्ट ग्राइंड करेंगे, आई थिंक दैट्स टू मच. आई थिंक इट विल टेक टाइम टू कोच मैनेजर टू आल्सो टू सेटल डाउन टू सी सम ऑफ द प्लेयर्स हाउ इज गोइंग टू लाइन अप हिज स्टार्टिंग 11 एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड आई थिंक आज ओवरऑल देखे तो आई थिंक मतलब आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि उतना ज्यादा चलो आप क्या बोलते होम पे जितना कंफर्टेबल होके खेलते हैं उतना मेरे को दिखा. आई थिंक टू बी ऑनेस्ट देयर आर अ कपल ऑफ मोमेंट्स की जहाँ पे वो मतलब काफी ज्यादा उन्होंने मिस्टेक भी की. एंड आई थिंक वो तो क्लियर पेनल्टी था, उसमें तो कोई डाउट नहीं था. आई थिंक पार्थिव को जिस तरह से पीछे से वो यहाँ पे क्या बोलते कि वो किया था
रोशन
सिंह रोशन ने, तो दैट्स वाज अ क्लियर पेनल्टी. बट आई थिंक शिवा शक्ति का मतलब एज अ कमिंग एज अ सब्स्टिट्यूट एंड स्कोरिंग अ गोल, आई थिंक दैट विल बी अ बिग कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्टर फॉर हिम because I
Yeah.
think after 11 matches he is scoring a goal in the ISL. So that is the thing. मतलब आप कभी-कभी यंगस्टर को वो मतलब जरूरी होता है, and I think that will be big booster for him. So let's see how Bengaluru FC and Gerard Zaragoza I think यहाँ से रिकवर करते हैं. And I would say positive result for Northeast in a sense कि आप देखिए last 4-5 matches they have been going downhill. So away draw, I think it's a good result for them.
Yeah. Shaggy pointing out that he's trying to implement a 4-4-2, which even I thought it looked like that with Ryan Williams and Chetri up top. It sort of looked like it. It's interesting because where does Harvey kind of fit in? If you're expecting Harvey to be one of those two midfielders in the four, it's a little tricky because he tends to get forward and he doesn't come back as often. Suresh, I thought, was brilliant again today. I think every game I watch Suresh, I think I'm just sort of falling in love more with the guy because his work rate, the number of times he caught back and won the ball and he goes forward, he gets into the box, he'll try to put in crosses. So
But
yeah, I
but
mean, yeah.
नहीं, नहीं, Rahul, I just want to know from you and also Arnav sir कि I think the biggest problem मेरे को जो अभी लग रहा है इस सीजन, आई थिंक जावी हर्नांडिस का फॉर्म भी है. आई थिंक जो एक आपका क्रिएटर का जब फॉर्म नहीं आता और जिस तरह से आप आपसे उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन है उस तरह से परफॉर्मेंस नहीं आती, क्योंकि लास्ट सीजन जो सबसे ग्लोइंग पॉइंट था वो जावी हर्नांडिस ही था. आई थिंक लास्ट के कुछ मैचेस शायद उसने एक आध दो मैचेस में अवेलेबल नहीं था और वहां पे बेंगलुरु एफसी ने क्या बोलते कि वो भी हुआ था, स्लिप अप भी हुआ था. तो दैट वाज अ रियली रियली इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर फॉर देम लास्ट सीजन. एंड इस सीजन उतना ज्यादा उससे वो मतलब इफेक्टिव परफॉर्मेंस नहीं आ रही, चाहे वो चांसेस क्रिएशन हो या फिर वो फिनिशिंग गोल स्कोरिंग भी हो. एंड आई थिंक वो कहीं ना कहीं आप देखिए कि बेंगलुरु एफसी को हर्ट कर रहा है. What do you think?
No, I think so. I think today also there were a few times when he held on to the ball for a little too long. He could have released. There were always passes on, something that I saw, and he didn't release the ball at the right time. But even apart from that, I think BFC still had their moments. They had their chances. Sunil Chetri had a couple of chances. One on the left foot, which he tried to pass inside the box, which I think he could have just struck with his left. He didn't do it. We had some good moments. There was one where I think it was Halicharan coming onto it towards the end. I mean, from a cutback, from a Suresh cutback, and there were some good moments. Just it didn't happen. But to be honest, to me, it looked like BFC deserved more than a point today. I think they were better than Northeast. They dominated possession, took more shots, better passing accuracy. They have all the stats in their favor, and yeah, Kezia is in top form. This is one thing. He's looking class. Played at centre back today, on not his natural position, but he did it, and he was brilliant. The way he was pinging balls left, right, he can do everything, and he's very comfortable even in tight spaces. So yeah, I think his sort of emergence is going to be very important, and it'll be interesting. What do you guys think about Kezia? Because I was very impressed with him today and have been for the last couple of games. He was really good against Jamshedpur also, I thought. But yeah, what do you guys think about him?
I said at the start of the season, great signing by BFC as a defensive holding midfielder. I think we speak a lot about the players who come from the UK or from Spain,
Spain.
who are more better known. But the Dutch boys, they have quality. I think certain people will say, okay, Joel van Neef is not that good, but I like the way Joel van Neef plays. Right? We can talk about the free kicks today, but Al Khayati is also a Dutch player. It's a good signing.
Yeah.
आई थिंक थोड़ा सा स्टार्टिंग में फैंस ने मतलब अब देखिए टीम का रिजल्ट भी उस तरह से नहीं जा रहा था तो थोड़ा सा लगा होगा कि ही इज नॉट सेटलिंग डाउन बट आई थिंक धीरे धीरे और यूएलवन नाइफ के बारे में भी यही था कि वो मतलब जो अहमद जाऊ से जो एक्सपेक्टेशन थी वही डायरेक्ट फैंस की थी कि भाई यूएलवन नाइफ वही आके करने लगेगा लेकिन धीरे धीरे वो भी सेटल डाउन हो गया और अब आप देखिए कि ये विजय इंट्रो भी आई थिंक मेरे को लगता है कि सेटल डाउन हो रहा है एंड आई थिंक दैट्स अ गुड साइन फॉर बीएफसी टू बी ऑनेस्ट आई जस्ट वांट टू नो फ्रॉम बोथ ऑफ यू रिगार्डिंग दिस अब स्टार्टिंग में जैसे सर ने बोला कि अब मैचेस ज्यादा हो रहे देयर आर अ कपल ऑफ प्लेयर्स गेटिंग इंजरीज एंड आपको अब जैसे मतलब 16 17 18 प्लेयर सो डू यू सी कि lack of Indian quality player in the bench is becoming one problem to you can say ki maintain the league's quality and in terms of the you can say ki team's performance because if you see there are a one or two main team player injured and the almost I think 9 to 10 clubs in ISL is going to suffer मतलब सफर करते हैं जैसे ही उनके मेन प्लेयर नहीं खेलते they looks like a different side and due to the I think one of the reason is due to the lack of quality in the bench क्योंकि आपके मैचेस बढ़ चुके हैं इंजरीज अब होना है इसका सॉल्यूशन तो वही है कि आपकी क्वालिटी बेंच पे भी होनी पड़ेगी so what's your opinion about this?
I think there are two points over here. One point is the old discussion: how many clubs should be playing in the top tier of Indian football? Do we what is the quality? Or what we have to realize that we have grown, but has our talent base grown with it? And I add to the ISL also the I League. So that's the tricky part. I feel that's going to be the challenge, and you need 15, 16 of a certain level, and then got number 17, 18, 19, 20 need to be able to come in and do the job whenever they needed to do it. And then it might be one match, it might be 3 matches, it might be 7, 8 matches in the season. That's going to be the question, and I think that's the point over here, right? So yeah, as long as you can keep your team together, it will work. It's like if FC Goa lose Uday and Sandesh,
They fall apart.
that defensive unit doesn't stand. So, and how quickly do you lose players? Do you lose them one by one over a certain period? Or do you lose them with a bang? It's like Mohun Bagan lost multiple players against Odisha. Then the Mumbai match came with suspension. Mumbai lost multiple players against Mohun Bagan, most probably picked up 2 serious injuries in defense today. So that is going to be, how are you going to be able to balance that? And sometimes also looking at Asian competitions, maybe it makes sense to increase the number of foreigners to sign from 6 to 7 to just give you that backup option, I feel.
Yeah.
You're
I
allowing
think
6. You're allowing 6 in the Super Cup as a substitute for your Indian players who are out with Dave's Asian Cup. But I think that certain teams will not be able to field 6 players, foreign
But
players.
I think, sir, with the 5 substitution and with this now the matches, I think AFF or you can say FSDL also need to allow the registration to 6 to 7 for me, because अब
That's
देखिए
what I
कि
said.
जैसे
मैं भी
आपके
बोला
जो
ना.
आपके अभी नेक्स्ट सीजन आपके दो क्लब और मे बी साफ में भी एक आध साफ में भी आपका क्लब खेलने वाला है 2, तो 4 क्लब आपके कॉन्टिनेंटल लेवल के टूर्नामेंट भी खेलेंगे। सो उनके लिए तो मतलब कहीं ना कहीं अगर आप देखिए एएफसी में जो भी खेल रहा है, उनका तो 6 के 6 फॉरनर वो खिला सकता है, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली उनके पास 6 ही है अभी, क्योंकि वो आईएसएल में तो 6 ही आपको रिक्वायर्ड है। तो हाउ दे गोना यू कैन से कि मैनेज विद दैट थिंग। आई थिंक 6 टू 7 कर देना चाहिए, एटलीस्ट रजिस्ट्रेशन करना चाहिए, भले ही आप स्टार्टिंग 11 में 4 ही फॉरनर।
Yeah.
Guys, a lot of people are asking about Juan, Ferrando, and Amon Magan. No, let's just talk about this again because we weren't there yesterday. So, yeah, 4-1 defeat to Goa. Where does sort of Mohun Bagan go from here? Because bad AFC run and now they've lost a couple of ISL games.
Juan Ferrando has let's say 2 or 3 problems in my opinion. One, the bigger one is he didn't have even for a while now the support of the fans and the media. He's someone like who's accepted. I mean, a coach who's won the ISL, he didn't have the backing of a coach who's won something like that. He's not loved like other coaches are, and even Vukovanovic is just loved by the Blasters fans. Yeah. Manolo Marquez was loved by the Hyderabad fans. I think even now the Goa fans have fallen in love with Manolo Marquez. Des Buckingham had the support of the Mumbai City faithful. And Mohun Bagan, being the oldest football club in India, being the costliest team in the league, going into the season with the aim of trying to win the AFC Cup, suffering a 2-5 loss at home to Odisha, a 1-4 loss to Goa. I think he has no chance of survival. I think maybe he might be. I don't know if he's going to survive the Blasters. He's going to be the coach of the Blasters game, but I think post Blasters game, I think early next year, I think there will be a change if the management realizes that what is happening. Because again, it's to me still not very clear because I hear contradicting things when you speak with people in Kolkata. That is it really his team on the field, or was he in some way involved, or did actually the people in the background put the squad together?
Yeah,
because that's my big question. Is like, if I have Petratos, I have Hamill, okay, it's okay, but I can't get rid of Carl McHugh. Carl McHugh yesterday also showed why he's that good.
Good.
On the other side, Cummings, Sadiku, they have class, they have quality. But what I know, they are not the easiest of characters. Okay. And you already have people like Hugo Bumus and others in the squad. You lost Pritam Kotal and Carl McHugh. You lost, I think, 2 very, very key players. And I think sometimes they will win matches because they just have quality. This team has quality, period. But I think it's not a team. And I think that's hurt them. You saw that against Mumbai, and you saw that especially yesterday where Goa were determined. And also Goa, one player made difference. you had Brandon Fernandes back.
Fernandes.
So it makes a lot of difference. And and Manolo Marquez is, he's at the moment, I think, the wisest and the smartest manager in the ISL.
In the
Yeah.
ISL.
Shaggy,
For me, I think his last Kerala Blaster will be his last match, nail in the coffin for Juan Ferrando, and 4-1 loss. I think this loss is a lot more, you can say, painful rather than Odisha one. To be honest, I think AFC Cup से फिर भी चलो आप नो डाउट आपका टारगेट वही था इस सीजन का, मैनेजमेंट का एंड फैंस एक्सपेक्टेशन, बट अगर आप फिर भी अगर आपने आईएसएल में जो अपना रन है वो कंटिन्यू रखा होता विद दैट मुंबई सिटी लॉस, नाउ this match has been they've been lost. So I think that's the enough thing, and I completely agree with sir, क्योंकि जब हमने स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द सीजन हो रहा था तब भी ये बात हमने की थी कि हाउ ही इज गोइंग टू, यू कैन से कि परफॉर्मेंस कैसे वो निकालते हैं एज अ टीम, बिकॉज देर आर ए लॉट ऑफ कैरेक्टर एंड उनको कैसे मैनेज करते हैं, it will be bigger challenge rather than you can say ki having a good players. And completely agree ki if you have a Petratos, then why you sign both Cummings and Sadiku and let go Carl Meku. And I think that was a big decision जो यहाँ पे मोहन बगान को इस सीजन यहाँ पे उन्होंने जो भी टारगेट सेट किया था उन सभी से यहाँ पे उनको, मेरे को लगता है कि वो एक प्लेयर ऐसा आपने जाने दिया कि जिससे आपका सिस्टम जो पूरा वर्क कर रहा था it completely get unbalanced. And I think tough time ahead for John Ferrando also. Let's see how he's going to. But I think Kerala Blaster will be for me. I think his last match to be honest.
yeah, this is an interesting point because he won the ISL last year, and on top of that, Arnava, if you look at it weirdly, they can still be on top. Like if they play 11 games, which is the most for a side in the top four, and if they play all the 11 games, weirdly they can still be a top.
I just want to say to Shaggy something. Beating BFC in the ISL final, yes, but I think the two better teams lost in the semi-final, right? And they were lost
Yes.
in the penalty shootout. So again, that's also a relative thing. And even winning against BFC after the final, it has, it's. I don't know. I didn't feel that.
But sir, if you Nani, if you ask anyone, sorry to interrupt, if you ask anyone to, okay, who is the best team in the last season ISL, no one tell that it's Mohun Bagan. It's obviously Mumbai City. No doubt they lost in the semi-final and Mohun Bagan win the ISL Cup. But Mumbai City were a much better team and they are a complete team. So I
even
think
Hyderabad was a
Hyderabad
better
FC
team
also exactly. So
so
give a credit to Juan Ferrando that he has done everything right on the last season. I think that will be also, you can say, quite an exaggerated statement.
Yeah, but the point here is, I think at the end of the day that he has a squad at his disposal, which again is the costliest in the league, costliest in South Asia, which is attacking heavy. Yeah. The squad composition is not right. I mean, you get rid Carl of McHugh and you don't have a Carl McHugh in your squad, right? You don't have a replacement. And Glenn, sorry, I mean, no disrespect to Glenn Martins, but Glenn Martins, no, I don't.
Nowhere near.
It's you saw that yesterday, and that's the problem. Anirudh Thapa is not able to play his natural game, so he doesn't seem to have been able to find the right position for a Thapa. Of course, you can counter that and say, listen, Sahal, as long as Sahal was fit, Sahal was playing the best football that he's ever played. So he seems to have developed him. Kian Nasiri has had good moments as well. But overall, it's too much of expectations and it's, I don't know, it just doesn't add up. And the fans have been unhappy with him for a while. It's not just now. They were unhappy a year ago. You know, we spoke about it, that Grayson and Juan Ferrando reaching the ISL final most probably will save their jobs. But as with BFC, I think Mohun Bagan fans have not been happy with their coach for a while, also because he's not the best of orators when it comes to, catching the fans, which Carlos Gonzalez at East Bengal has achieved, which Steven Constantine, for example, last season didn't do. Ivan Vukovanovic has done that very, very well. And he's too nerdy, I feel. As a coach, if you listen to his football press conferences, I like listening to them.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I like to go into these details, right? I don't know if the general fan really likes to go into that depth. And so, yeah, it's at the moment I feel it just doesn't fit. It's not it just doesn't work out. It's
वो फैन के साथ जो कनेक्ट चाहिए ना, वो पहले से ही, जब से लास्ट सीज़न से ही वो डेवलप वो नहीं कर पाया। वो जो
yeah,
बात करता है और जो फैन्स की जो बात है, वो कंप्लीटली मतलब वो क्या बोलते हैं कि दोनों मतलब काफ़ी डिफरेंट पोज़ीशन पे होते हैं। दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक दैट थिंग हैज़ बीन ग्रोन ओवर द टाइम।
see, and the point is now you have to face Blasters next. I think
नेक्स्ट
you don't want to face the Blasters. I don't know what the situation is with players at Mohun Bagan, who's coming back, who's staying, who's out, who's in. That's a question. But again, you're playing at home. And if Juan Ferrando is on the bench, the atmosphere will be volatile against your own team. I think that's another thing that one needs to keep in mind, that in Salt Lake, again, even the small group of fans of Manjaparas, the Yellow Army, which will be there at the Salt Lake Stadium, they might be more louder and positive than the Mohun Bagan faithfuls, who will be larger in numbers. And that's Igor Steamer saying hamstring injury. So it's very, very, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one, and I don't see it working out for Juan Ferrando. I think Mohun Bagan needs to look for a new manager, be it Senor Habas himself taking over. I think just the presence of a manager of the stature of Habas, who's won the ISL so many times, would put something in. And if those people like Petrachos and Sadiku want to do what they did, I think Robert Pires still is scared of Senor Habas in that fight in Goa and that hotel that night. so
Exactly.
Habas takes no bullshit.
Fair enough.
And Mohun Bagan need to make some changes. Mohun Bagan need to bring some changes. Exactly, Joshua Carlton. They need a CDM. They desperately need a CDM. Let's see.
Yeah. Guys, fair enough. I think both Hiren and Arnava, we sort of given their verdicts on Juan. It looks like it's his time is coming soon. Hiren, quickly before we close up, just want to talk about Northeast. They're still in around the mix for the top 6, 8th right now, 11 points. They're one behind Chennai, who've played 11 as well. So where do they go from here? Do you think they need to change anything in particular?
I think definitely Epson Melo should be let go in the January transfer window, and they need that proper, you can say, foreign striker who can give you that 9-10 goal per season. I think विल्मार जॉर्डन को उन्होंने जब सेल किया, मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा सरप्राइजिंग था, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। जिस तरह से सुपर कप में आप देखिए, आई थिंक सेमीफाइनल खेली थी नॉर्थ ईस्ट, एंड जिस तरह से उसका परफॉर्मेंस भी था, ही इज बीन ब्रिलियंट। एंड आपको वो प्लेयर चाहिए कि जो आपको इतना गोल मार के दे। इप्सन मेलो अनफॉर्चुनेटली सेटल डाउन नहीं हो पाए अभी तक, एंड स्टार्टिंग 11 में भी उनकी जगह नहीं बन पा रही है। नेस्टर एल्बियाज इज अ गुड साइनिंग, बेमामेर इज अ गुड साइनिंग। बैक लाइन में भी आपने जो दोनों फॉरेन सेंटर बैक साइन किए हैं, इट्स बीन यू कैन से कि good enough. So I think they need that one piece missing in the front line. And आज के मैच भी आप देख लीजिए, if they had that proper number 9 who can score that kind of goal, then definitely they will be look much better. So I think I'm looking to see how they are going to sign any player in the January transfer window or not. But particularly I want to see a foreign striker.
Interesting. Another Northeast suggestions for you?
Started with a bang. We were all talking about Parthiv Gogoi at the start of the ISL. And not only him, but they really did start off well. And after that comeback win against Jamshedpur, they've sort of dropped off. But the interesting part is, I go back to this whole situation in the table, is that from 6th to 11th is just 4 points.
Anyone can make it.
Exactly.
And all the teams, I mean, even if Hyderabad get their act together and just score 1 or 2 goals. Even Hyderabad, if they can win 3 matches on the trot, Hyderabad is back in the mix. You know, and that's the crazy part at the moment in this table, and therefore anyone of Chennai FC, East Bengal, Northeast United, Bengaluru FC, Jamshedpur FC, and Punjab FC can get into the ISL playoffs, and therefore that makes it so interesting. But it's turning out now to be a snail's race. You know, that's the danger, that, you know, a lot of draws, and anyone who can get
Wins, yeah.
anyone who wins even 2 matches in a row, you are in a better position, Sandy.
Absolutely.
That's the danger of this table. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. East Bengal has one advantage over the rest. They have a positive goal difference, and everybody else has quite a bad, quite. And sorry, Jamshedpur has a 0-0 goal difference. So, but everyone else has quite a bad goal difference. So that's an advantage for them. So, let's see what happens.
Yeah, going to be interesting, guys. Thanks so much, Arnav. Thanks, Hiren, for joining in. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Please do like and share these videos. Subscribe to the channel, Sports Kabhi, Curious Harry, Arnav, and Arun Foot. Yeah, no ISL action tomorrow. So, I mean, we'll still be back, hopefully, to discuss something else, possibly the Indian national team tomorrow. Yeah. Until then, good night, everyone.
Tomorrow we will discuss the Indian Q&A.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there are a lot of fans questions. So
Exactly. So that exactly that. Good night, everyone.
Good night and Merry Christmas, everyone around the world.
Merry Christmas, yeah.